Good morning, good morning, good morning. 27 minutes on to 7 o'clock. Howdy do? Everybody all right? Nice. It's Friday. Thank God for today. Mr. Bido in Caracol said the ladies that say thank God for Friday because that's when the man gets paid. The folks on the Sister Isles of Carriacou, good morning. Hey, Shondell and Cheryl, good morning to you all. Gaily, always tumble and rumble. Yeah, nice. Well, you know what? I don't want to be late this morning, so let's get to it right away. Let's get into the cultural tip, the presentation from the Grenada Cultural Foundation. And it says the fifth wave of growth for the Jab Jab was engineered by Stephen Jacob, also known as Slum. Now, with the intention to remain authentic, Slum of the Real Jab Jab worked with the Tivoli Drummers from 2005 to 2014. During this period, the music was amplified on the truck. For a number of years, Slum and the Tivoli Drummers were the most powerful promoters of the Jab Jab. The model put on by Slum drew large crowds from the St. George's area in particular. It was Slum that brought the first band of Jab Jab to Carriacou to play Juve and basically changed Carriacou Carnival. It was the real Jab Jab band that the well-to-dos, the elites, including Dickon Mitchell, the Prime Minister of Grenada, started playing Jab Jab in large numbers, thus demystifying the magic and potency of the Jab Jab. This was also a time when social media captured the Grenadian Jab Jab in action and broadcasted those images to the world. It was also during that period that it was declared that the Grenada was the home of 110,000 Jab Jab. Yeah, boy, that created some issues, you know. Some people took offense to that. Nonetheless, to the Jab Jabs, good morning. Jab Jab. You're not Jab Jab these days. As a little boy growing up when, what was the name again, boy? Oh gosh, look, I forget the name. The Moya Jab Jab was Jab Jab? Yeah. Them had to run through the cocoa to go back home. I can't stand it, serpent and frog in hand. Yeah. Nice. So let's get with the program now. 24 minutes. 24 minutes onto 7. As I hinted to you this morning, I will be joined by my good friends Arthur Pierre, formerly on the HIV desk in the Ministry of Education, together with Lee's and them. Yeah, right, yeah. Good. He's now assigned to NADMA, so he will be with me live in the studio. And I will be joined by my good friend Blossom Alexis via Zoom as we talk. Blossom will be talking about the Ministry of Health's carnival plans, the modus operandi for the carnival. Arthur Pierre is going to delve into health issues as well as it relates to STDs and so forth, but he's going to talk predominantly about, NADMA's stuff, preparation. Yeah, nice. We're baking 2 cakes with 1 egg this morning. And notice my language, I did not say we're going to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Not in the killing business, I'm in the conservation business. So we are going to bake 2 cakes with 1 egg. Any Jamaicans in the house, they say egg. Yeah, nice. So let's get to the word of the day. The word of the day today, it's a nice word. Some people use it inappropriately. Gumption. 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 Gumption means courage and confidence, or in other words, initiative. Eggies and Kitty, good morning, and the posse up there. It's Chad boy, fella with the CRV, my partner, you know. Yeah, smart man too much, you know. See when I moved the last time, boy. Nice. Walker talking about. Alright, here's how we can use the word gumption in a sentence. You can say it took a lot of gumption to speak up for yourself like that. Yeah, a lot of belly, intestinal fortitude. Nice. Good morning, Nadisha. How are you this morning? And the folks inside of Cafe. Good morning, Kitty Cat. How are you doing, girl? How is Alwyn this morning? The folks at the Cupra. Hey, Hope, good morning to you. The folks at M&N. The Mahans, good morning. Mr. Ross Stumpy Callist and the entire household. Kador, good morning. Kedo, teacher Yvette, how you do? Mr. Rufin, how you doing, sir? Enjoying retirement, eh? And so you playing young boy, you know. Alright, the thought of the day. You are responsible for your life. You can't keep blaming somebody else for your dysfunction. Life is really about moving on. Yeah. Don't stay stuck in the rut and blame it on someone else. You know what I'm saying? Nice. Good. 20 minutes on to 7 o'clock. What's buzzing this morning? Today is what? The 4th? Well, tomorrow, that's on the calendar of events from Spice Mass, the Children's Carnival Frolic. Yeah, that's on tomorrow at the National Stadium. Going out and support the young ones, okay? Make it a family event. Nice. Majestic Sunday is on at the National Stadium on the 6th of August. Yeah, you gotta be a part of that. I am backing the one that wins. Yeah. I from Grenville, boy. I from Paul's. I'm a St. Andrews man. My family's in the race. So of course, St. Andrews go win. Yeah. But they are all queens, eh? Going out and show your full support to the ladies, man. Going out and support them. Thursday the 10th of August, Calypso final at the Progress Park. I know who I'm backing to. I back in the winner. The 11th is Bacchanal Friday, where we have the Groovy and Soca Monarch at the National Stadium. Saturday the 12th, Panorama at the National Stadium. Tomorrow on We Carnival, we will get the positions that the bands will be performing at, and so much more. Good morning to those of you in Pan. The 14th, we've got Juve Pageant and Monday Night Mass. On the 15th, Parade of the Bands and the Last Lap. I remember when Mr. Ali Gill was in charge of that, he had something called what? Au revoir? French for see you later. Nice. Good. Let me run through this quickly. Alright, buzzing this morning, a history-making moment as Grenada held its first ever investiture ceremony on the Sister Isle of Pretty Matnik. What's this? Investiture. What's this? Okay, I'll find out. I'll investigate this. Alright, 16s will be the center of attention this evening as the Sister Isle of Carrick hosts the 2023 Miss Tin Aquaval pageant. I hope it's this evening and it wasn't last night, right? Good. Now, during the Carnival festivities, the Royal Grenada Police Force intends to carry out rigorous stop and search exercises to help minimize the use of weapons. Also buzzing, the attorney at law, my humble servant Jerry Edwin, is concerned about the treatment of mentally ill people who run afoul of the law. At present, there are 34 mentally ill offenders among the prison population. Wow. And And some good news here, you know. Grenada to the world again. Jonah Thomas broke the national heptathlon record at the Mike A. Myers Stadium in Austin, Texas on Saturday the 10th of June. She amassed a total of 5,967 points, erasing her previous mark of 5,484 points. Congratulations to you. Yeah, make us proud, girl. Nice. And it doesn't stop there, you know. We have more proud moments, eh? All right, Nazio John, he broke the national 200 meters record at the New Mexico J.C. Hobbs NM. That's in the USA. That happened on the 20th of May. He initially ran 20.40 seconds, which was also lower than Kirani James' 20.41 seconds on Saturday, 20th May. Nazio broke the record with a time of 20.35. Congratulations, Nazi. Yeah, make us proud, boy. Yeah. Grenada to the world. Yeah, Grenada. There's no place like home. Nonetheless, folks, we've got to take the break here, because it's time for us to head to the AM edition of News, Sports, and the Weather. Those of you who are locked with me here on K105. Those of you on the television platform, we've got a rebroadcast of last evening's television news. Stick and stay with us. We'll be back after 7. Don't forget we've got guests, okay? We'll see how much time we have to converse, but we've got guests, okay?
Party in sport is back. CPL and WCPL return with more action than ever before.
Are you kidding me?
Watch the biggest names in cricket battle it out in the race for glory.
Celebrate some more.
Get your tickets now at cplt20.com or at the box office. Join the party. Experience cricket played louder.
Grenada's broadcast of Republic Bank CPL 2023 is made possible by Republic Bank. We're the one for you. The National Lotteries Authority, Grenlec, and Hard On Plus.
Get away from your daily stress with a Grenada vacation at the Koyaba Beach Resort. Koyaba is located on the world-famous Grenada Beach and boasts 5.5 acres of beautiful garden. We offer excellent service, good food and drink, well-appointed rooms and friendly staff in a safe environment. Facilities include 2 restaurants, 2 bars, swimming pool, water sports, tennis, gym, and body treatment rooms. Call 473-444-4129.
During the carnival festivities, the Royal Grenada Police Force intends to carry out rigorous stop and search exercises to help minimize the use of weapons. The public is advised that the search and arrest of a person can be carried out without a warrant due to special powers given to police under the Criminal Procedure Code. Beverly Telesford takes us through the details.
Under Section 16 of the Criminal Procedure Code, a police officer may arrest a person without a warrant if they have reasonable grounds to believe that the individual is crucial in situations where there is an immediate threat to public safety or where the preservation of evidence may be jeopardized if a warrant is required. Corporal Kadina McLean, attached to the Community Relations Department, explains.
We also have a specific area under the Act, the Firearm Act, that points out the police powers to stop and search any vehicle or person or home that we reasonably suspect may have a firearm or ammunition, and we can search the vehicle and the driver thereof. without a warrant. We also have the Drug Abuse and Prevention Control Act, and we may search and arrest anyone without a warrant. Any person who may have contributed or committed a violation under that particular act. We have the Criminal Procedure Code where various breaches may happen, and any of the summary offenses that is committed underneath that code, we as police officers can arrest without a warrant.
According to the Criminal Procedure Code of Grenada, citizens are granted the authority to arrest individuals under certain circumstances.
Whoever is found committing any summary offense against a person or against property may be arrested without warrant by any constable or by any person whom a constable may call to his assistance. So I can call you to assist me to arrest somebody else who is violating one of the sections under this particular act, right? By the owner of the property, so you by yourself, or on respect to which this offense is being committed. So if a person is found on your property committing an offense, and I have experienced that before, a particular individual was found committing a breach, a felony inside somebody's house, and the person arrested them, brought them to the police. And that is, once you do it within the confines of the law and you do not abuse the person and all of that, it is acceptable.
When making an arrest, citizens must exercise caution and follow specific guidelines outlined in the Criminal Procedure Code. They should use no more force than necessary to make the arrest and must promptly hand over the arrested person to a police officer. It is important to note that citizens who make an arrest are not authorized to conduct a full investigation or determine guilt. Reporting for GBN News, Beverly Tellisford.
Assistant Commissioner of Police Vannie Cohen is concerned about the spate of violent crimes in Grenada. ACP Cohen shared crime statistics during a recent press conference hosted by the Royal Grenada Police Force.
We have since the start of 2023 saw an uptick in reported violent crimes, particularly among our young people, during the first quarter of 2023. However, our fortunes have become a little better as we approach May 2023, when we start seeing a 20% decrease, a 2% contraction over the first quarter in 2023. Our murder rate for this year has already surpassed our reported figures for 2022, and we are still 5 months out to the end of the year. Gun-reported crimes have also been showing their ugly heads across our country, forcing us to respond in ways that we have not had to before.
Well, there are currently 3 unsolved homicides in Grenada. Member of Parliament for the Tongue of St. George, Peter David, believes the recent upward trend in violent crimes puts Grenada at risk of losing its low crime rate status.
Grenada, Trinidad in the south, St. Vincent in the north, St. Lucia around the corner, all of them, crime, gun violence. Yet this country here, that had a history of guns because of the revolution, yet no gun violence, hardly any crime, and we're solving 99% of the crime. How is it? Because the truth is, if you don't know why you have something, you run the risk of losing that something. And the fact is that we're running that risk right now. We are running the risk that we will lose the status as one of the countries with the lowest crime rate in the Caribbean. We run the risk. And it's not going to affect us here alone or you there alone. It will affect the nation.
MP David, who is a lawyer by profession, shared some of what he observes daily relative to crimes.
These crimes are committed by young persons mostly, and mostly young men. That is a fact. Secondly, most of these persons have either dropped out of school and unemployed, or even if they completed school, they are unemployed. That is a fact. Thirdly, there is an absence of role models, male role models in these kids' life. When I go to court, I lament the mothers. The mothers are there all the time. The fathers are invariably absent except in a few cases.
He's suggesting that these facts can be analyzed with the aim of finding solutions to curb the problem. Now, Opposition leader Dr. Keith Mitchell has expressed concern about the level of violence taking place in the country after an incident he said he witnessed.
There were serious confrontation with guns between the police and some citizens. Well, I shouldn't say citizens because we don't know who they are. Sure, some individuals. And literally gunshots in the village, in the streets, between the police and those individuals. It's quite serious, Mr. Speaker.
Dr. Mitchell had expressed a similar concern about the spate of violence in a recent press release, and as Grenada displays spice mass to the world. The opposition leader is calling for national consensus to tackle the issue of violence.
This cannot be an issue for the ministry or finance by itself. I think something that should involve the churches, government, opposition, the private sector, and our concern, Mr. Speaker, because it can have serious economic impact on this country.
Officer in charge of operations for the Royal Grenada Police Force, John Mitchell, has already warned that there is a zero tolerance policy for carrying offensive weapons during the festive season.
If you have cutlasses, leave it for your gardens. If you have knives, leave it, especially to our young men, leave it to assist your moms in the kitchen. It is not the trending thing to do to be walking and driving around with knives and cutlasses. There will be absolutely no discretion from the police officers on the street. Anyone found with offensive weapon, there will not be discretion. You will be arrested.
Acting Commissioner of Police Don McKenzie told the media during a press conference last week that while the police force may not have all the answers, something must be done to effect meaningful change. The opposition New National Party will convene broader discussions with stakeholders at the Parliament building in Mount Welldale on Friday to identify strategies to help arrest the situation. Other news, Attorney at Law Jerry Edwin is concerned about the treatment of mentally ill people who run afoul of the law. At present, there are 34 mentally ill offenders among the prison population. Mr. Edwin says this should not be the case. Nisha Paul reports.
Attorney Jerry Edwin contends that mentally ill offenders have not been a priority over the years.
To say the least, it's an appalling state of affairs. The authorities, when I say the authorities, I'm not referring to the present government, so not this government, but all governments, the prior one, have not seen it a priority to treat with mental illness as it is. It's a disease, and persons commit offenses should never, ever be placed in a general security facility. The judge has talked about this forever, and it falls on deaf ears.
Edwin expressed this view on the heels of the closure of the April Assizes on Monday, which revealed that there are currently 34 mentally ill inmates receiving treatment at the Richmond Hill prison.
Believe me, I am not blaming my good friend, Minister Joseph, because she has inherited these problems. But for some reason, courts and the treatment of mentally infirm persons are not a priority. How then can we achieve justice?
Meanwhile, clinical psychologist Dr. Augustine Panchu says mentally ill persons deserve a different kind of treatment from general inmates, but not necessarily at a different correctional facility. He noted that the Richmond Hill Prison is the country's lone correctional facility for all criminals except juvenile offenders who are housed at the Grand Bacolet Rehabilitation Center.
So the question begs, therefore, do we need to look again at our correctional facilities? Do we need to create a wing or a separate facility for persons suffering with mental illness? Maybe the current construct is the correct place for most, and I'm saying most, I can't give you a percentage, but most of our prisoners. When you look at the statistics of the population that are currently in prison, I can guarantee you that most of our persons housed at Richmond Hill are suffering from one form of mental illness or another.
Dr. Panchu said it is not necessarily the facility where mentally challenged are housed, but the rehabilitative treatment they receive that will really make the difference.
As separate treatments, people can be housed in the same facility, but they can be housed in different wings, different blocks, and the treatment can be varied to suit the population.
Grenada developed a draft mental health policy and plan in 2006 and revised its Mental Health Act in 2008. The policy is guided by 7 principles: equity and accessibility, human rights, evidence-based care, quality services, integration, community involvement and participation, and cultural sensitivity. Last October, Health Minister Senator Jonathan Lacrette said the government has undertaken a review of the draft mental health legislation with a view to making amendments that will speak to principles that will drive the provision of mental health services on the island. For GBN News, I'm Nisha Paul.
Clear your calendars, Grenada. The biggest white is back Sunday, August 13. A night like no other. And the best part, no work the next day.
Don't tell me about work in the morning, unless we're talking hard work, wine and jam.
Guess the band is ready to set the night on fire with another unforgettable performance. Joining guests, we have Skinny Fabulous. For the first time in Grenada, Adam O. Prepare for a night of non-stop energy and mass. We're taking you straight into Juve, literally. We've got more surprises with our star-studded cast, including Mr. Killer and your favorite local headliners. Tickets are now $100 and are available from Go to Fete and Sunshine Promotion box offices island-wide. For the ultimate experience, VIP tickets are $500. This is the biggest white. Get your tickets now. The biggest white, where legends are made, memories are created, and the spirit of Grenada comes alive.
Boy, anything you can do, show me the baddest thing you can do.
Are you ready to make history? Get your tickets now.
At the NIS, our team proudly works to support the evolving needs of Grenadians. We have made some changes to our operations and want to keep you informed. Firstly, we are happy to introduce the new unemployment benefit. This benefit will provide an insured person with 50% of his or her former income in the case of sudden unemployment. To support this benefit and other benefits we offer, it was necessary to increase the contribution rate. The contribution rate will increase gradually each year until it reaches 16% in 2031. As always, the contribution will be split between you and your employer. The pensionable age will also increase from 60 to 65 years. This increase will also be gradually reaching age 65 in 2029. Pensioners will continue to be eligible for a pension from age 60, but will receive a reduced payment. The NIS recognizes that the prices of basic customer goods are increasing globally. Therefore, we are happy to also increase the weekly minimum pension payment by 25%. Finally, we have adjusted our survivor's benefit payment to a percentage of the age pension minimum. Widows, widowers, and dependent parents will receive 100% or $58 weekly, while children will receive 50% or $29 weekly of the deceased's pension. We We are here to make the transition to these new changes as clear and simple as possible. If you have any questions on how these changes impact you and your family, please contact our new informational hotline at 440-6647 or visit www.nisgrenada.org. Thank you for allowing us to be your social security provider.
Hello again from Television Center. A history-making moment as Grenada held its first ever investiture ceremony on the Sister Isle of Petite Martinique. There's more in this report.
For the first time in history, Governor General, Her Excellency Dame Cecile La Grenade, held an investiture ceremony outside of her office in St. George. The special ceremony, which was held in Petite Martinique, saw the presentation of a medal from King Charles III to Miss Emma Logan, bestowing upon her the title of Member of British Empire, MBE, for her outstanding contribution to business. The Governor General, in her remarks, said investiture ceremonies are meaningful not only for the awardees and their immediate families, but also for the rest of society, describing them as a formal expression of the positive difference, service, commitment, and dedication made by outstanding men and women in the country. The Governor General said Ms. Logan went beyond the call of duty and her hard work have not gone unnoticed.
You have contributed immensely to Petite Martinique and the state of Grenada. Investiture ceremonies are not only meaningful to the recipients of awardees, their families and friends, but also to our society as a whole. They are the formal expression of the difference that the commitment, dedication, and service of our outstanding individuals, men and women, are making to the well-being of our nation and its people. This award is a tangible expression of our gratitude for your outstanding work and utmost dedication to serving our nation, the well-being of our nation and its people.
Miss Morgan, who is the mother of 4 boys, including Roman Catholic priest Father Logan, was the first person in Petite Martinique to own and operate a guest house. She was described as a woman of perseverance, and her contribution is said to have influenced the lives of her community members.
As we recognize Mrs. Logan today, we are reminded of the power of dedication, perseverance, and excellence. Her unwavering commitment to her field has not only brought her personal success, but has also made a positive impact on our community of Petite Martinique, inspiring countless others to strive for greatness.
At present, she owns Emma's Supermarket and Hardware. For BN News, I am Rena P. Thomas reporting.
Congrats to Emma Logan. All right, 16s will be the center of attention this evening as the Sister Isle of Carriacou hosts the 2023 Miss Teen Aquaval pageant. Organizers say the event should not be missed. More in this report.
15-year-old Akila Roberts representing Bouchejou, 14-year-old Kira Llewellyn representing Bogles, 14-year-old Dana St. Bernard representing Petite Martinique, 16-year-old Omara McLeod representing Lauriston, 14-year-old Nina Alexander from Leicester, and 16-year-old Aliyah Gittins from Hillsborough are the 6 contestants vying for the 2023 Miss Aquaval title. The Queen Show is part of the 2023 Regatta Festival activities, which will conclude on August 7th. Some of the teen contestants expressed their views on how participation in the show has affected their lives and some of the challenges they overcame during their journey thus far.
My biggest challenge throughout this journey was having and settling down with this chaperone. I overcome this challenge by getting someone that is really into it and helping me out with. This journey had helped me by boosting my confidence and getting over my stage fright. I decided to be a part of this pageant to experience new things and to show other young ladies as myself there is nothing you cannot achieve
also spoke of their future aspirations.
I aspire to be a pediatrician when I grow up because growing up, I always loved literature and loved helping.
I aspire to be a nurse because I care about the well-being of others. I decided to be a part of this show because I love pageantry.
When I grow up, I want to be a pharmacist because I like helping people.
The Miss Teen Aquavel show will start at 7 p.m. tonight at the Hillsborough Tennis Court. For GBN News, I am Rena Pett Thomas reporting.
NIS, our team proudly works to support the evolving needs of Grenadians. We have made some changes to our operations and want to keep you informed. Firstly, we are happy to introduce the new unemployment benefit. This benefit will provide an insured person with 50% of his or her former income in the case of sudden unemployment. To support this benefit and other benefits we offer, it was necessary to increase the contribution rate. The contribution rate will increase gradually each year until it reaches 16% in 2031. As always, the contribution will be split between you and your employer. The pensionable age will also increase from 60 to 65 years. This increase will also be gradually reaching age 65 in 2029. Pensioners will continue to be eligible for a pension from age 60, but will receive a reduced payment. The NIS recognizes that the prices of basic customer goods are increasing globally. Therefore, we are happy to also increase the weekly minimum pension payment by 25%. Finally, we have adjusted our survivor's benefit payment to a percentage of the age pension minimum. Widows, widowers, and dependent parents will receive 100% or $58 weekly, while children will receive 50% or $29 weekly of the deceased's pension. We are here to make the transition to these new changes as clear and simple as possible. If you have any questions on how these changes impact you and your family, please contact our new informational hotline at 440-6647 or visit www.nisgrenada.org. Thank you for allowing us to be your social security provider.
What you gonna do when the rain is coming down? Nothing more to do when there's no one else around. Bring it back.
Good morning. Welcome. It's 12 minutes after 7 o'clock and it's time for the conversation. But before we do that, I'd like to pay homage to my Facebook contributors. Mary E. Banks is there. Good morning, Mary. So too is Desmond Clovey. He says, good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. Lionel Fitzgerald Sparks. Good morning, Grenada. Bernadette Thomas Alexis. Good morning, Innocent Gordon. Good morning to you, Bernadette. Bernadette continues. Good morning to the GBN family and people of Grenada, Carrier, Cohen, Pidimatnik. Have a great weekend, everyone. My good brother Arthur Langain, he says good morning, good Friday morning, my brother. Have a great weekend. You too. Be safe in Brooklyn, all right? It's not the safest of places. Okay. Joylyn Barry, hi friends, and also the main man on the desk. Good morning to you, Joylyn. Elsa Francis, good morning, everyone. Have a blessed and wonderful weekend. Peter Joseph, good morning, my brother. Good morning, Peter. Frances Buckmeyer, good morning to Mr. Not So Innocent. All right. You see the kind of pressure? All right, Jordan Barry. Everyone, please stay safe and accident-free for the carnival season. Okay. Right. Nice making us proud, as we all proud of them. Also innocent. Let them keep on working hard and please stay safe. We love you all, guys. Yeah, we do. Mildred Smith. Good morning, Mr. Gordon. Hope you had a fantastic night after you pray. Have a blessed and safe weekend. Yeah, I can't sleep if I ain't pray. All right, Sonia Matlin Scott. Good morning, everyone. Blessings to all. Morning, Paula. If you're in, come on, no fruitcake. Mildred, listen to me. My stomach is going to take you to court. You don't promise me fruitcake and don't deliver on that. Okay? Good Friday morning, and I'm watching from Brooklyn, New York. Congratulations to all those beautiful young ladies. Yulin Alexander, good morning, Gordon. Good morning, Grenada. Kiarikupidi Matnik. Blessings to all. Thank God it's Friday. Have a great day and a wonderful weekend, everybody. Same to you all. All right, ladies and gents, as I hinted to you earlier, I'm joined by a good friend of mine, and you know, we go way back, you know. Yeah, way back. I'm talking of none other than Mr. Arthur Pierre. Good morning, bro.
Good morning, Innocent. How things?
Things are good, man.
Very well.
Yeah, things are good. And I've also got on the line, some people say she's supposed to come back in the studio. Well, she's always part of us. Blossom Alexis Preparate Welsh. Good morning. How you do?
Good morning, Innocent. I'm fine. Good morning, Mr. Pierre. Good morning to GBN listeners and viewers.
Good morning, Blossoms. Always good to see you, although I would have preferred to see you in person, but nonetheless, I'll take what I get.
We'll make it happen next time.
Make it happen next time. Blossom, you have to prepare it for the next time, okay?
I have to prepare it for the next time.
Good,
you will never forget I won it.
At all. What Blossom bust that one on me a couple of years back, you know. Yeah. She and Joseph was doing this Rock the Box, and Joseph put on the spot and said, you have to sing now. Yeah. And she said, no, Joseph, I can't do that. I did not prepare it myself.
That's right.
Blossom. Okay, but this morning...
Like a word. It really sounds like a word.
It is actually a word.
Yeah.
It's actually a word. Yeah. If you created it, hello, pattern it and make sure that it enters the Collins and the Webster and so on.
Of course.
They have to pay for that.
Yeah,
I'm going to call Webster now.
Yeah. I'll forward you the number.
Amen. Thank you.
Good. All right, but folks, this morning, Arthur and Blossom, they're going to talk. Blossom is representing the Ministry of Health, and she's going to tell us as to the Ministry of Health's plans and modus operandi for the carnival season. And, well, Mr. Pierre is a man that wears many hats. All right, I met Mr. Pierre on Wednesday at the Spice of the Esplanade Mall, and I knew him being on the HIV desk and so forth in the Ministry of Education. So I thought, that's where with Liz and...
Yes, HIV, yes.
Yeah.
Education.
Right, yeah. And I thought it would have been appropriate at this time with the carnival season right there to talk about it. And then he told me, no, I'm now with NADMA. I said, well, better yet, because we're in the peak of the hurricane season, and we want everybody to prepare themselves for the season, you know. So, but he's going to talk also because he's got vast experience and knowledge in health issues, diseases and so forth. So we're going to mix and blend this morning and we'll make a perfect team. So, lady and gentlemen, I'm going to start with Blossom. Again, on the Spice of the Esplanade Mall, a couple of weeks back is Colville Frederick, that's his name?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
I heard him talking about the distribution of condoms and also a different arrangement as it relates to the operating hours and the operating standards for the various district clinics, health clinics and so forth. So I want us to brief the public on that. So Blossom is going to do that for us.
Right. Well, thank you again, Innocent. Good morning once again to the viewers and the listeners. At the Ministry of Health, we want to be proactive in our response to what we anticipate would happen for the carnival season. Over the years, it has shown that with the festive season, with its own challenges on the healthcare system, that we need to put things in place in the event. Hopefully, we could say the unlikely event, but in the event that accidents and so happen, which would usually require a greater response from the ministry and from health officials as well. So we've put measures in place to ensure that we would be able to respond to any health emergency that we may have anywhere on the island. For one, all of our nurses, our doctors, our medical professionals will be on duty more or less, because we anticipate with the influx of visitors as well, and with the number of revelers that usually participate in carnival activities, that anything can happen. So we have implemented some 24-hour service at some of our health facilities across the island, because we want to ensure that we, one, spread the health care, and two, we do not bombard the general hospital. One of the things that we have noticed as well is that anytime you have a health emergency, sometimes it's not even an emergency, but health-related matters, people would generally converge at the general hospital, which slows down the care that we provide to our patients. It slows down the process of getting to the people who really have an emergency. So we have implemented extended hours and 24-hour service at our health facilities across the island. That includes the St. Patrick Health District in Sauters, the Grand Bar Health Center at St. Andrew, St. David, St. John, St. Mark. Of course, for the western side of the island, we are using the Guav Polyclinic, and we have implemented extended hours there for Carnival Monday and Tuesday. And to be honest, the extended hours start this coming Monday, the Emancipation holiday. So we're taking it for about, right into the Carnival season, right after the Carnival season, to ensure that we are able to provide healthcare to our patients island-wide.
Before you go further, let me clarify this. From Monday coming, these facilities that you talked about, they will be open 24/7, or just on the days of the celebration?
Just on the days of the celebration. So we have it on Emancipation Monday, as well as Carnival Monday and Tuesday. Of course, the General Hospital, 24 hours. For most of our health facilities across the island, people are unaware that they open on Saturdays as well. For instance, the health center in Sauters. And so they're open on Saturdays, as well as Carnival Monday and Tuesday. They're going up. Usually they close at approximately 4 p.m. on Mondays and Tuesdays, but for Carnival Monday and Tuesday, they're closing at 6 p.m. So they're going all day. Then on the Carnival Tuesday, of course, there's a big Juve in Sauters, there's Juve in St. David. Our health facilities will open earlier. They'll be opening at 7 a.m. and they are extending their hours of operation to ensure that they capture or they operate for the entire day or most of the day on Carnival Tuesday, because we want to ensure that people can get emergency assistance if needs be.
And at these stations, there will be an in-house doctor, right? Or not just nurses?
We are ensuring that we have nurses on call, that we have doctors on call, so that it would be a kind of service that you can get immediately. We don't want you to reach there and then we have to transport you down to the General Hospital or transport you to the Princess Alice Hospital. We want to ensure that you can get the assistance that you need. Of course, it depends on the level of emergency, but we want to ensure that you can get the assistance you need once you get to whichever health center across the island.
All right. Now, Blossom, on Saturdays, I usually have a program here on Saturday mornings, and I have Milton Coy, as I refer to him as my kayak correspondent. And one of the things that he has stated a couple of weeks back is that there's an influx of visitors in Carriacou. This year's regatta is going to be a huge event. All right. Are there any special arrangements for the health facilities on the Sister Isles as well?
I would really have to double check when it comes to Carriacou, but Carriacou and Petit Martinique, they're never left out of our plans. I do know that they have extended hours at the hospital in Carriacou as well, but I just need to confirm exactly what those times are. Carriacou and Petit Martinique are never left out of our plans because they are a part of us. So we make efforts like that. Like you said, regatta is probably one of the biggest that we've seen over the past years. So we made arrangements to ensure that any health emergency, any health situation, health service that needs to be provided for the visitors in Carriacou, the residents of Carriacou and Petit Martinique, that they are provided over there on the Sister Island.
Okay. All right. So Blossom, don't stop. Just pause. I'll unpause you momentarily.
No problem.
We've heard a little bit on the health aspect. Now, Mr. Pierre, your first portfolio, NADMA. All right. We're into the Atlantic hurricane season, and so far we've had a relatively very busy one. No major hurricane or storms as yet, but quite a number of tropical waves have been traversing our area. From NADMA's perspective, in terms of readiness in the event of something serious comes.
Well, NADMA continues to get itself ready. One of the things that we are actually currently doing is to train a number of our shelter managers. We do have the shelter management training has started just yesterday. We have put our district committees together. We have published the shelter list, all right, and we are looking at ensuring that we continue to inform the public. The public is well aware, well informed about whatever systems that might be coming across. We have constant bulletins going out almost every day, sometimes 2-3 times a day, just informing them as to the tropical waves that are coming across. Of course, the issue of all of that is preparation. So the whole issue of getting persons prepared, that call is still there. You would hear of advertisements and so on the radio in terms of encouraging persons to prepare themselves to ensure that they have all the things that they need. Now, we are just approaching the peak of the hurricane season. All right, so we are in the month of August. Grenadians know that come September, it is a time when we remember. We remember Janet, we remember Hurricane Ivan, we remember Hurricane Emily. All right, we look at September as the peak for us.
No, I was born in September. Is that a good sign or a bad sign?
Well, you should change your name from Innocent.
I was also born in September.
Oh, Lord. Blossom. Sorry. My apologies.
Blossom is just a couple of days before. I'm the 18th. You're the...
I'm the 25th.
Okay, right. Good.
Well, but September is our peak month. All right, we know that we usually get a lot of activity and more intense activity around that period of time. Now, August, September. We are in the middle of the hurricane season, but we are also in the middle of the carnival season, and persons need to understand that even while they are reveling and they are enjoying themselves for the carnival, they have to prepare themselves. They have to prepare their household. One of the things that we tell people, you start from the outside. If you have overhanging trees, if you have blocked drains, spend some time dealing with the outside, so it minimizes sometimes some of the issues that can be caused to your dwelling and you can contribute to the destruction and so of other persons around you.
Yeah.
All right. Clean up all the debris, you have pieces of galvanized, pieces of board, old pan, all of that. You need to kind of put that, get it, dumped and all that, because they can become missiles. It may not even necessarily be a hurricane, but if you have a strong tropical storm, those things can become missiles and they can create more damage and more injuries than good. So we are asking persons to prepare. Your household, you need to stock up on some items. Your canned foods and crackers and all of that, you need to be able to have some of those things there just in case. Batteries, radios, flashlights, first aid kits. Have a bag that you could just grab and go. With all your documentation. If you have children, you need to put up, buy some extra formula and so that you can take care of them. You have to have persons that are elderly. You need to make sure that they have their medication, make sure that they have a backpack, and definitely who you can call just if you have, for example, to go to a shelter. Know where your shelters are. Know where is the closest one, so that if you have to go, if you figure that your house is not safe enough and you have to get into a shelter, listen on the radio to see when they are activating the shelters. Know where your shelters are, so definitely that you can you have to be ready to grab and go.
Having said that, Arthur, a couple of months back, Dr. Terence Walters was here. and he spoke of activating the district emergency groups and
That's
so
right.
forth.
District
Are they
teams.
all functioning? And
yeah, they are all functioning. Actually, I'm directly responsible for these committees. We are putting together that master list, and it has been a task. But nonetheless, the groups are there. Persons are ready. Some training have been done, so persons are willing and ready. We still need volunteers. We have some of these subcommittees, a number of these subcommittees that are not necessarily fully populated. So we know that persons will come out and assist, but we are calling for persons to come and volunteer of the service. It's not about it's about country, it's about your community, it's about safeguarding yourself and others.
Okay, all right. Okay, so in a nutshell, that's a NADMA's perspective for the carnivals. Well, not for the carnival season, but during the carnival season, which is encompassed by the hurricane season.
That's right.
Okay, and one of the things that I've always been pushing is that homes must have an emergency plan.
Yes, you must have a family plan. Hurricane is a slow onset event, so you can put structures in place. All right. If, for example, you need to know how many batteries you have, what kind of batteries, or you need to know what kind of foodstuff you would need. So you have all of that. If you have that plan, and all of your family members have that plan, and they are part and parcel of building and developing that plan, definitely that you can minimize some of the incidents that too often occur.
Okay. All right. So tell you what, folks, we take a commercial break. When we come back, we're going to look at the health and disease control mechanisms in place for the carnival. I want to ask a few pertinent questions on that issue. So don't you go anywhere, folks. And please be noted that in the next segment, we'll open the lines where you can, clarify certain issues that you have. We've got the two professionals with us this morning. They're not always available, so when we have them, we're going to suck them dry.
Yes,
Blossom, don't go there. Folks, we'll be back after these. Don't you go anywhere, all right? Don't you go.
What you gonna do when the rain is coming down? Nothing more to do when there's no one else around. Bring it back to the middle, push, take it back to the rhythm. Keep it up for good when the sky's falling down. All you gotta do is to bring it to the ground. Get it up to your inner move. Stop, start, down. Nobody can get what you're going through.
Freedom is driven to pursue that passion that keeps you up at night and makes you smile in your sleep. Freedom is bold to embrace the possibilities that can open up your world and conquer new heights. Freedom is fabulous, with bits and pieces that enhance the quality of your life. Freedom is what you do with the flexibility to change path or direction when you need to. Freedom breeds ambition and purpose while having loads of fun along the way. But most of all, freedom is well-deserved for the road traveled and the journey still to come. Unleash your freedom with Nexa Credit Union. Offer ends August 31st, 2023. Call us on 440-1354 or visit our website to pre-apply. Apply now. Freedom awaits.
Carriacou is the place to be, August 4th to the 7th, for the 50th year of the Carriacou Regatta Festival. The Carriacou Regatta Festival, which is the longest sailing event in the region, is celebrated under the theme, Timeless Culture on the Sea. Come join us for 4 days of exciting and competitive boat racing from Friday to Monday. Fun games, day and night parties, road marathon, Miss Teen Regatta, night boat cruises, the Foreign Artist Show, donkey race, and greasy pole are some of the activities to look forward to. For more info, contact the Regatta Jooper on 473-443-7930. The Carriacou Regatta Festival 2023, August 4th to the 7th. Sail by day, party by night. Carriacou welcomes you.
Welcome to the SMC's Crescendo to Grenada's Panorama 2023. And you see pan business, that is we business.
My name is Andrea Esdale. I am 21 years old and I am from St. Paul's.
nature because like any other community-based organization, when you grow up seeing your parents do something, it's natural for you to want to do it. So it wasn't a choice, it wasn't a decision. It was just a natural thing that I knew that I actually had to do. So it was no choice. At the Panyard, we have on Thursdays is our in-house Panyard Liming Day. So we have different things. So tonight is our cricket night. We have games night. We try to bring in persons to speak, to have motivational nights, to get players more inspired and wanting to play the pan more and to have a greater love for the pan. So that's some of the things that we do. It's definitely okay to come and see us practice. We always put on a show, whether it's practice or performance or a gig. Our days for practice are Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays from 7:30 to 9:30 p.m.
At the NIS, our team proudly works to support the evolving needs of Grenadians. We have made some changes to our operations and want to keep you informed. Firstly, we are happy to introduce the new unemployment benefit. This benefit will provide an insured person with 50% of his or her former income in the case of sudden unemployment. To support this benefit and other benefits we offer, it was necessary to increase the contribution rate. The contribution rate will increase gradually each year until it reaches 16% in 2031. As always, the contribution will be split between you and your employer. The pensionable age will also increase from 60 to 65 years. This increase will also be gradually reaching age 65 in 2029. Pensioners will continue to be eligible for a pension from age 60, but will receive a reduced payment. The NIS recognizes that the prices of basic customer goods are increasing globally. Therefore, we are happy to also increase the weekly minimum pension payment by 25%. Finally, we have adjusted our survivors' benefit payment to a percentage of the age pension minimum. Widows, widowers, and dependent parents will receive 100% or $58 weekly, while children will receive 50% or $29 weekly of the deceased's pension. We are here to make the transition to these new changes as clear and simple as possible. If you have any questions on how these changes impact you and your family, please contact our new informational hotline at 440-6647 or visit www.nisgrenada.org. Thank you for allowing us to be your social security provider.
All right, viewers and listeners, welcome back to the conversation. This morning I am joined by Blossom Alexis, representing the Ministry of Health, and Mr. Arthur Pierre, representing NADMA, and a cap on almost every other thing. Let's quickly take a few of the comments on Facebook, and this one goes to health. Gordon ATN says, I believe every parish should have at least 2 facilities plus 1 hospital in order for people to access healthcare 24/7. Spicy Quinn says, young ladies in Grenada, know your value, know your worth, respect yourself, and don't take any disrespect. We women have the power. If only some know that, some of these foreigners go down there and take advantage of some of the vulnerable young ladies. That ain't happening this year. Right, Blossy? That ain't happening this year at all.
I hope not. I really do hope not.
All right.
Hopefully we've wised up.
Yes. Yeah.
On a great level. When I say we, I mean the young ladies and even the young men, as a matter of fact.
Right.
Hopefully we've wised up and not wisened up. And hopefully we can do better with our bodies, with our health especially, because sometimes we don't think of, when we do certain things, we don't think of our health. But health is critical in most, if not all, of the things that we do daily, if not directly, indirectly. So hopefully we can take it a little bit more seriously and think about the repercussions of our actions in and out of Carnival.
Right. There's a very topical issue that I want to touch on, because sometimes when you look at the level of promiscuity that is being displayed around nowadays, is HIV still on the scene? Or COVID ate it up?
Oh, I think we have not focused a lot on HIV. Not only HIV, but all sexually transmitted infections. COVID has come and taken the attention away from a lot of things. Some of the easier communicable diseases will have taken that attention away, but HIV is still very, very much present. I always like to tell people, I hear Blossom talk about health. Only one body you have. You may have a different job, you may have a different responsibility, but all of that is the same body you have to work and use to be able to, to get the things done. You have to take care of it. You have to guard it and protect it with all your might, because it's only one you have. You can't go and say, well, all right, well, I go use this body for carnival, do whatever I want, and then let me put on that because I'll lead the next one home. No, you can't do that.
You'll rest that body and then pick up the work body after carnival.
So you have to protect it. You have to protect it at all costs. All right. I think when I listened to the Prime Minister's speech, and I think he covered all the areas. With the issue of alcohol use, with the issue of just the lewd behavior and the promiscuous and promiscuity, and so I mean, it seemed that today is a bad word, but it is an issue that creates a lot of problems. The issue of violence. Okay. So all of that take a toll on your body. It takes a toll on your body, so you have to protect your body at all costs. For the carnival season, we are still, again, I'll go back to the three very, very simple three forms of prevention. ABC: abstinence, being faithful to one partner, and in case where that might, some of these things might be a problem, you use a condom. Again, there are some sexually transmitted infections that cannot be prevented by condom use. All right, so you have to be very careful.
Hold on, repeat that statement.
There are some sexually transmitted infections that cannot be prevented by condom use.
Wow.
All right.
Okay, so abstinence is still a very.
Abstinence is still something that you have to.
But
that is the safest, one of the safest methods.
Where is that university that train people to abstain?
Well, that university is internal.
Okay.
Right? Exactly. It is called your conscience, right?
Yeah, it's
called your conscience. It's internal. So we are appealing to people, our young people. Sex is glamorized over the media, all right? But it comes with a consequence. It comes with some serious consequences. So you have to be aware of yourself and be aware of your body. Now, one of those things that break down that barrier of self-awareness is the use of drugs and alcohol. Right?
Yeah.
So we have to. We cannot appeal to persons more, especially our young people, or young men in particular.
That is not necessarily the truth, because there are areas that you visit and the young ladies are the ones that taking the heavier shots. Blossom, am I wrong or right?
You're correct.
Yes,
you're correct.
Right.
I've seen it before where the men have they're not consuming as much alcohol as some of the females in their lineman crew. And unfortunately, there are people, and I don't want to just say the women, but there are people who see it as cool, especially when a woman can, as a quote unquote, outdrink a man
and handle
that she can drink and handle. She can drink 3 beers, whereas a man can drink 2, or she can take 3 shots and a man can only take 2, and they see that as a big boast or a big brag. But it impairs your judgment. I have seen people attempt to drive after thinking they're good after a couple beers and some shots and whatever other alcohol that they may consume. And I just wish we would take our time. I mean, I'm not saying that you can indulge every now and then, but you need to take precautions. If you know you're driving, don't drink. If you know you're drinking, don't drive.
So
know how much your body can handle.
Blossom, you said if you're driving, don't drink. So maybe what? Pack up and have the drink and then move on?
Do not consume.
Okay, all right.
Let's put it that way. Okay. Do not consume. A lot of us need to learn our bodies and what our bodies can handle. There are some of us who can drink 1 beer and, maybe able to drive from Grenada to town. but then there are others who don't know that 2 is their limit. So we need to learn our bodies, especially when we're having fun and we're reveling and we want to have a good time. You want to be able to live to have a good time tomorrow, please the Lord. You want to be able to enjoy Carnival in 2023 and come back in 2024 and have a good time as well. So once we learn our bodies and learn our limits and know what our limits are, I like to adopt the gambling mantra: know your limit and stay within it.
Yes.
And that's something that a lot of us need to learn, especially when we're fetting and having a good time. It's not just about drinking and falling down in a drain and then you get to put the money and say, "Whoa, I had a good drunk boy," and to them that's a good time. But you're putting your life,
I could remember those days.
The life of others in danger.
Yeah. We have a call on the line. Let's get some interaction. Good morning, caller.
Good morning.
Welcome to the program.
How are you?
I am good. Welcome to the program.
All right. I want to say hi to Healthy Blossom also. I feel very, very sad and ashamed when I see a woman drinking, be drunk, and smoking. I don't know for every other woman, but I feel very ashamed for a woman. So I'm imploring all the women in Grenada, please take care of yourself and your body. God don't like a drunkard person, and especially a woman. Have a good day.
Thank you, caller. Yeah.
One of the things, again, now we talk, I hear some talk about limits, but our very vernacular, the very thing that we say, gives the impression that we overindulge. You know, guys would say, "Boy, I'm going to take some load." So it means that it's not a little bit of alcohol they consume.
You're going with that truck.
and it tells its toll. I mean, I think it was Black Wizard that said after the carnival, we still need a brighter day. We still
problems ain't going away.
No, not at all. I mean, we still have a country to build. So we are asking persons to, be very, very careful, be very, very mindful as it relates to the issue of drinking and driving. I know that guys will go out and girls will go out in a group. Choose somebody to say, okay, you see this time you driving, you responsible, you're the responsible one, you're taking care of the group. At another time, another occasion, we're going to alternate it. All right. Just to be able to safeguard lives and to see. We need our young people. We need people in general for our country.
Spice Queen says, "One shandy makes me tipsy, so I stay away from alcohol."
Yes. Again, you need to know your limits.
That's knowing your limits, exactly.
Let me see what's happening on our WhatsApp platform. All right. Good morning, my good friend. She says, "Good morning, Innocent, and my two most favorite educators. Just as a note, for this year so far there has been 50 new HIV cases, all men. A handful of women try to outdrink men, but it's still a man's thing. They drink all day, but the women are working." Arthur?
That is true. That is true. But let me just make a comment on that one. We have a lot of our women folk who are working, and some of them working for some decent salary. All right. So our some of the alcohol producers or alcohol, they are targeting our young women with exotic drinks.
Yeah.
Right.
How can I fancy names?
That's right. So our women need to be mindful. They need to be, because they have the disposable income. They have that money to be able to spend on some of these exotic drinks. While the guys who may still, with the rum and coke or just the whatever, they have the exotic drinks. So our women folk have to be very, very careful. Very, very careful.
And in speaking of that, Mr. Pierre, just to mention as well, when we come to, as you say, the exotic drinks, there are women who do not understand that different types of alcohol would have different types of effects on your body. For instance, a vodka-based drink may affect your body differently to how a tequila drink would affect your body. So as women and as men, we need to learn our bodies and what these alcohol beverages do to our bodies, and learn what's safer for you, because I'm able to drink a vodka drink and not tequila, and it's maybe vice versa for you. So we need to learn ourselves and pay closer attention. And then we like to mix drinks, and from ever since I've always heard mixing drinks is a no-no.
Yeah.
So when you have a tequila-based drink now and a vodka one after, to you, you're having fun, not thinking about the effect that it has on your body. So we really need to pay closer attention to these things. You can have fun, but you can do so safely and healthily.
I want to make 2 points. 2 points very quickly. One has to do with children and drinking. A lot of times parents will come, they have the stash of alcohol or whatever at home, and they gone out, enjoying themselves and all that.
And leave the children home.
home. Around this time, a lot of times children would take the opportunity, to because it's the festive season and all that, they would take the opportunity to go into daddy's stash or go into mommy's stash and have a drink as part of the fun, because they've seen everybody doing it. We have to be very, very mindful. We have a lot of children going out and playing carnival and all that. Again, you have to be mindful. Know where your children are. Know what they're doing. Have an idea who they're going out with. Give them some time limits in terms of returning home and all of that. Protect your children at all costs. The second thing touches a little bit on what Blossom said. It has a lot to do with knowing your limits. Now, we're talking about alcohol per volume. So you have one shot, let's say a shot of rum, right? And I would put it down like this. If you have 3 glasses, one big like the one that you're drinking coffee in right now.
Nice.
All right? Something a little bit bigger, and then you had a shot glass. Let's say we take 2 tablespoons full of sugar, and we put in each, they fill with water, we put in each of those containers with water. We stir it up. Which one will taste sweeter?
The smaller one?
The smaller one,
yes.
Because that is the shot of rum.
Yes.
All right? So it has a higher percentage of alcohol per volume. You look at the one in the middle size one, it will not taste as strong or as sweet as the smaller one, but it's the same 2 tablespoons of sugar. You understand what I'm saying? And the bigger one, you may not even taste much sugar in it.
But it's there.
But the 2 tablespoons of sugar is there.
You see, that's why I like you. You have a local way of breaking it down to simplify it, man.
So a lot of times guys will say, man, I ain't drinking no rum, but I'm drinking beer. And they would drink half case of beer. When that half case of beer is actually 12 shots of rum.
Okay.
Right? So we have to be very careful about how we measure the amount of alcohol that we take, that we place into our bodies.
Alcohol and other drugs very, very prominent during the carnivals, the festive season on a whole. And as both of you alluded, it inhibits our ability to think straight and so forth. And what comes of it most of the times, sexual activities. We have a perpetuation of STIs and STDs out there. We don't have enough time to elaborate. In a nutshell, Blossom, from the Ministry of Health's perspective, what steps are in place to, 1, sensitize the public, and 2, in the event that the sensitizing doesn't work, the backup plan? Okay, well, do this. If you must go out and have sex, then do it this way.
What we really emphasize for members of the public is to protect yourselves. Like you said, there are situations sometimes where, as we say locally, the heat take you. I always encourage our young women especially to walk with your own protection. As Mr. Pear said earlier, abstinence is first and foremost. Stay safe, stay by yourself. Better safe than sorry, as our ancestors would say. But in the event that, things may happen out there, whether it's with a boyfriend or an ex that you haven't seen in a while, and again, the heat take you. But for our women, we need to walk with our own protections and not leave it up to the men.
And
walk with your own condoms.
Oh, that's what you're talking about, because in the age in which let's say next thing you're encouraging them to walk with guns and knives because you're talking protection.
No, not at all.
Okay.
That's not what I'm encouraging here at all. Okay. Not violent.
Just wanted to clarify there.
Violently. Okay. Not violently, but we need to, as women, sometimes we leave it up to the men. And then the man would say, well, I don't have, and then the women sometimes would give in still. But if we walk with our own protection, there's no area or there's no room for anything else to happen. And while we're talking about STIs and STDs, HIV, the AIDS, unwanted pregnancies.
That's right.
Yeah.
Statistics have shown that during the carnival season especially, that's when we have the high number of pregnancies arising. And sometimes they're unwanted pregnancies. So we need to protect ourselves and think about the future. Live today, but live for tomorrow, please a lot. So ensure that you walk with your own protection. There's always the safety in saying no. If you do not feel comfortable, you do not want to participate in a sexual activity, if you just want to have fun and then go straight back home, there's the 2-letter word that says no. Apply it whenever you need to. Don't think about the repercussions. Oh, he will stop talking to me, or my friend said this and he said that. If you are not willing, say no.
All right. Ernesto Jose says, Blossom.
Sorry, Innocent. I just want to take the opportunity to encourage our young ladies and our young men. If you end up in a situation where you are assaulted, if you think that you need assistance, please reach out. Nearest police station, somebody that you may trust. If there's a situation that you did not want to participate in an activity and you were forced to, please report it. I always want to encourage our young men and young women and our young men to feel empowered enough to come forward and say, this has happened to me and I did not want it, I did not like it. So I just wanted to make that plug here, Innocent. Sorry, go ahead.
Ernesto Jose says, if the heat take you, then go bathe in the coldest part of the river.
Wow.
Good morning, Ernesto. That's one of my viewers that I missed, I agree with you,
Yeah.
Take a shower.
Yeah, Kathy and Adams. Good morning, Kathy. And Kathy is the person that had me drinking in style this morning, all the way from sunny Florida, yeah?
Wow.
Good morning, Kathy, Zuri, and Solange, and Kenneth. Good morning. Okay, tell you what we do, folks. It's amazing how the time flies. It's already 7 minutes on to. We take a final commercial break and we come back and do a comprehensive wrap of what we're talking about this morning. Folks, don't you go anywhere. It's the conversation. We'll be back after these messages. Don't you?
Parents, do you go to bed with the knowledge that your children are comfortably asleep in the next room? Or are they allowed to attend every Fed advertised? You are responsible for the safety and well-being of your children, and it is your responsibility to know their whereabouts. Children should not be at adult events. Please guide your children, engage them in age-appropriate activities. Let us be spicy parents for this carnival season and beyond. S. Speak to your children about positive behavior. P. Pay attention to them at all times. I. Inspire good behavior in your children by also displaying good behavior. C. Check with your children. Always know their whereabouts. Y. You are responsible for your children. Maintain control to keep them safe. This is a message from the National Parenting Program, Ministry of Social and Community Development, Housing and Gender Affairs.
The biggest party in sport is back. CPL and WCPL return with more action than ever before.
Are you kidding me?
Watch the biggest names in cricket battle it out in the race for glory.
Celebrate some more.
Get your tickets now at cplT20.com or at the box office. Join the party. Experience cricket played louder.
Grenada's broadcast of Republic Bank CPL 2023 is made possible by Republic Bank. We're the one for you. The National Lotteries Authority, Grenlec, and Hard On Plus.
You mentioned the wing high, then you have things like man, you must come back, We have the low power there.
When you push your jump, it is kind of like the same man, and it's just different name for the same kind of thing.
And last but not least, I just want to say to all the men who saw me, call me, and ask for a piece of cake. I'm baking this weekend.
Join us Fridays at 8 on GBN Television, 105 FM, GBN's Facebook page and YouTube channel for We Culture.
I want you to control your anger. There's a way to feel better. That's one thing to remember. No matter where you are, you can be a star. Stop and take a deep breath and relax yourself. Take another deep breath and relax it, and relax it. Eliminate violence.
one day I woke up and you know they painted a set of pedestrian crossing all along the streets. You know, nobody told us how to use that thing properly.
I know how.
You're serious?
Every safe, good driver knows about these things. As a driver, you have to be very attentive. You know you're coming up close to a pedestrian cross, you start slowing down immediately, looking to see if there's any pedestrian on the side getting ready to cross. If there is, you stop on the line that is a certain distance before the crosswalk. Then you would see the pedestrian put their hands out, looking directly at you, indicating
final moments. I'm going to give Blossom and Arthur 40 seconds each because I have to join the BBC at 8. Okay, so to wrap up, Blossom in a nutshell, quickly.
I just want to encourage, in addition to paying attention to your alcohol and drug consumption, to please sleep. Sleep is an important part of fetting. And as somebody pointed out on social media, from today go back is pace, as they say. Every night it's something. But we need to pay attention and get some rest, especially if you're driving. And sleep is very important to rejuvenating the body. So please get some sleep. Everybody have yourselves a safe and enjoyable Spice Mass, and ensure that your enjoyment is safely done, that you can enjoy Spice Mass 2024.
Arthur?
Persons are going out there to enjoy themselves. Walk with the right attitude. Walk with an attitude of peace. Not necessarily one of confrontation and aggression. Leave that alone. Okay. If you know that you are drinking, and so sometimes that can aggravate. Bring up the aggression and all that. As long as you have in the back of your head that you're going to have some fun. You're not going to do it for fight. You're not going to do it for all of that. And if that comes to you, simply walk away. Try to gain peace as much as possible. Let me tell you, we need our people. Our people, our greatest resource. We need you. We need so avoid accidents, avoid confrontation, avoid violence. Take care of yourself. Protect yourself at all costs. Be mindful of the things that it relates to sex, and so be mindful, protect yourself, walk with your own protection, and do the best you can.
All right, folks, I've been speaking there with Ms. Blossom Alexis Welch, representing the Ministry of Health, and Mr. Arthur Pierre, the man of many hats, primarily representing NADMA this morning. So that's the program, that's the conversation this morning. Thank you for your contributions and participations. We have to go. Bye for now. Bye-bye, folks.
Thank you. Have a blessed one.
Thank you.
Good. Bye-bye.